You have a firm to run, a team to manage, and a mountain of data to protect. You likely have an IT provider who keeps your computers running. But do you have a qualified individual ensuring you stay on the right side of the law? Welcome to The Qualified Individual, the 10-minute briefing for smart accounting firms. I'm your host, and I'm here to help you bridge the gap between standard IT and total FTC compliance. Every episode, we strip away the jargon to talk about the FTC safeguards rule, the hidden risks your MSP is likely missing, and the strategies that protect your client data and your personal liability. So, let's grab your coffee and let's get to work. A lot of managing partners feel good about their security because their MSP is handling it. They patch our systems, they have firewalls, they monitor our network. That's security, right? Well, not quite. And this is one of the biggest misconceptions I see in small CPA firms. Your managed service provider, your MSP, is great at what they do. They manage your IT infrastructure. They keep your servers running, they patch your software, they manage backups, and they watch your network for intrusions. That's pretty valuable. But that's the core part of your security. But it's not your security program. Those are two different things. Here's the distinction. Your MSP manages systems and technology. Your information security program manages risk. Risk includes technology, but it also includes access controls, data classification, incident response, user training, third-party oversight, compliance documentation, and governance. Your security program needs to answer questions like, what's the most sensitive data we hold? Who should have access to it? How do we track who is accessing it? What do we know if we discover a breach? What policies govern how people handle client data? How often do we review and test our controls? An MSP, even a really good one, doesn't answer those questions. They're not inside your firm. They don't understand your data flows. They don't know which client's data is most sensitive or which systems matter the most for your business. They can't audit your access controls because they don't know which access is appropriate and which isn't. They can set up your firewalls and monitoring tools, but they're not checking whether your firm meets the FTC safeguards rule requirements or the IRS publication 4557 expectations. That's why the FTC specifically calls for you to have your own security information program, separate from what you outsource. Now, here's where it gets important for compliance. The FTC safeguards rule says that you need an information security program. It also says that you need a qualified individual overseeing that program. And if you read the rule very carefully, it requires you to oversee your service providers. That includes your MSP. That means you need a documented relationship with your MSP that spells out what security responsibilities they have, what services they provide, and how you're going to monitor their performance. Well, first, you need a written information security program that describes your approach to protecting client data, managing access, responding to incidents, and staying in compliance. This program needs to be documented by your firm, even if your MSP handles much of it on the technical side. It should describe how you're using your MSP and what they're responsible for. A simple version might be something like, we use XYZ MSP name for infrastructure management, including network monitoring, patch management, backup systems, and technical incident response. Our qualified individual oversees both MSP relationship and our information security program as a whole. Our MSP reports to us monthly on security metrics and incidents. Second, you need a risk assessment process that your firm owns. You can ask your MSP to contribute technical risk information, what vulnerabilities they're seeing, what threats are relevant to your industry. But you need to assess the risks specifically to your business. What data do we hold? Client tax returns, social security numbers, bank account information. What systems do they store it? What does our threat landscape look like? Targeted ransomware, phishing, corruption compromise. What are weak spots? Human error, weak passwords, shared credentials. And what's the impact if something goes wrong? breach notification costs, reputation damage, loss of clients. This assessment should be included and updated regularly, at least once a year, with quarterly reviews to catch anything that has changed. Third, you need documented access controls and access reviews that your firm owns and oversees. Your MSP can help set up things up: role-based access, multi-factor authentication, monitoring. But you need to be the one reviewing access and deciding whether it's appropriate. And you need to document those reviews. Who has access to what? When did you review it? Where do you find it? What changes do you make? These reviews should happen at least quarterly. This is your documentation. It's not something your MSP keeps on your behalf. Fourth, you need an incident response plan that is specific to your firm. That plan should lay out how you'll work with your MSP during a security incident, what information you need from them, how they'll respond to your request, and how you'll handle notification and reporting. Your MSP might be the first responders. They're the ones who detect the incident and preserve the evidence. But your firm owns the incident response process and the decisions about notification and escalation. The plan should say something like, if our MSP detects suspicious activity, they contact our qualified individual immediately. Our qualified individual pulls together the incident response team. We preserve evidence while containing the incident. We notify our cyber insurance company within 24 hours. Fifth, you need a documented relationship with your MSP. A service agreement that spells out their responsibilities, your expectations, response time requirements, what reports you will receive, and how often you'll review their work. It should say something like this. Our MSP will provide 24/7 network monitoring, monthly security reports, monthly patch updates, and technical level incident response. We will review their performance quarterly. This agreement should also cover what happens with evidence and logs during a security incident. Does your MSP keep logs? For how long? Can you access them if you need them? Your qualified individual should sit down with your MSP every quarter to go over what incidents have happened, what patches were applied, what came up during the monitoring, what's the status of backups, are they meeting their service levels? You can create a simple form, something like Q1 MSP review with the date. Now, your information security program can have 5 to 10 pages that lay out the entire approach. Your risk assessment can be a quarterly check-in where you ask, what's changed in last quarter? Is any new systems? Any new data flows? What does our current threat picture look like? Your access reviews can be a spreadsheet where you can track who has access to what and review it every quarter. Your incident response plan can be 2 to 3 pages with a contact list and basic procedures. The key takeaway is this. Your firm owns this documentation and this process. Your MSP is a critical part of your security, but they are not your security program. They play a role in it. They are not the whole picture, though. Your firm is responsible for the program. Your MSP is responsible for the technology that supports that program. So here's what I recommend. Make sure your team understands that your firm owns the security program, even though your MSP handles much of the technical side. Create your access control policy, grab your information security program, schedule quarterly access reviews, schedule quarterly MSP performance reviews, and document your incident response plan. That's it for today's episode. If what we talk about clicked with you, I encourage you to take the next step. Head over to safeguardgrc.com. That's safeguardgrc.com. It's the platform I built specifically for CPA firms to manage everything we've been talking about. Risk assessments, your policies, your access reviews, your vendor oversight, your training documentation. All in one place, mapped directly to the FTC Safeguards Rule and IRS Publication 4557. You don't need to figure this out by your own. And you don't need to build this from scratch. Safeguard GRC walks you through it module by module, so you can get your governance program up and running without becoming a security expert. Whether you're getting started, or you're gearing up with your next insurance renewal, it gives you the structure and the documentation to do it right. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.